When the pandemic hit in March of 2020, 55 million American kids shifted their learning online and into their home, and teachers were heroified. My social media feeds were flooded with images just like this, praising teachers, talking about how amazing they are and how obviously all teachers need raises, right? But many of those amazing teachers are now leaving the teaching profession. 54% of teachers surveyed last year said that they were either very likely or somewhat likely to leave the teaching profession sometime in the next 2 years. And there aren't enough people coming in to the teaching profession. From 2009 to 2019, the number of people entering teacher prep programs declined by 35%. 1/3 less people wanted to become teachers. Public perception of the teaching profession isn't helping things. 62% of adults surveyed earlier this year said that they would not want their child to become a teacher. So the pandemic, coupled with the shifting political landscape, has led to teachers feeling overworked and undervalued. And all of this combined has led to the most significant teacher shortage in our history. The Annenberg Institute recently reported a record 36,000 vacant teaching positions at the beginning of the school year this fall. 150,000 teaching positions are also being held by people that aren't certified teachers. So yes, there's a shortage. Obviously there's a shortage, but why? Why is there a shortage? Well, we know that there's been a decline in the number of people going into the teaching profession for a while now. Public perception has really led to a shift in this as well. The schools have become a battleground, and we went from heroifying teachers in March of 2020 to vilifying them just a few short months later, with schools becoming battlegrounds at the heart of the ideological war raging around them in society. Over the past 2 years, protests have erupted at school board meetings around the country. Parents and activists alike have shown up and expressed anger about COVID-19 policies. They've shared their displeasure over the availability of books that they consider to be inappropriate at school. They've expressed outrage over school policies and programs related to gender identities and sexualities. They've shown up in favor of arming teachers and in opposition to social emotional learning. And they fear critical race theory being infused into the school curricula. It's this fear of critical race theory that has led to the spate of anti-CRT legislation that we have seen sweeping across the country over the past 18 months. Proponents of this legislation say that it's necessary because teachers are indoctrinating students and making them feel bad about issues surrounding race and gender and identity. But the reality is, these bills seek to censor students and teachers. They prevent teachers from having discussions around so-called divisive concepts, such as systemic racism, in their classroom. They undermine the trust that we once had in the teaching profession, and they put too much power in the hands of politicians and parents. I've been engaged in a study over the past year around this legislation and talking to a lot of teachers about what they see as the impact of this on their classroom practices. And something that one teacher said has really stuck with me. And they said, the secret to survival in public education is quiet subversion. I'm going to close my door and do what is right, because that is what we need to protect democracy in this country. So to my future teachers in here, you know who you are. Don't worry about this, I got you, all right? I'm gonna teach you all about quiet subversion. But at the end of the day, in order to protect democracy, we have to stop weaponizing education. And we need real policy change now in order to save the teaching profession. Thank you.